Researchers have discovered a huge contributor of valley pollution comes from a rather unlikely source.
Eyewitness News reporter Katia Hall shows us how fertilizer is contaminating the air and how that may increase the cost at grocery stores. Katia?
Well, Dave, Rochelle, this was a study done by UC Davis. They flew aircraft with sensitive instruments over the valley and discovered almost 40% of pollution in California comes from agriculture.
Here in the Central Valley, fertilizer is everywhere, and in that fertilizer is a nutrient known as nitrogen.
Every crop uses nitrogen. It stimulates more growth. It gives you a bigger crop.
Tom France is an almond farmer. He uses about 200 pounds of nitrogen every year for his crops through a drip irrigation system. Some of that nitrogen is eaten by the plants, but a portion of it escapes into our air.
That's the problem. That part that evaporates, that doesn't go into the roots of the tree to be used by the tree and the crop itself, that's getting into the air.
A new discovery by researchers shows when nitrogen moves into the air, it turns into nitrogen oxide, otherwise known as NOx, a dangerous pollutant which is typically associated with mobile sources.
The number one pollutant in this valley is NOx, and the number one source, 80% of it, is mobile sources. Now, there's another 40% that's stationary, and it's agriculture.
Which makes NOx no longer a city problem, but a rural one.
It looks like, from what this study is showing, that it would be 5 to 10 pounds of extra nitrogen is going into the air from every acre, from almost every farm in this valley. So we're getting more than 100 tons per day of extra NOx that no one really suspected was there coming from these fields.
Already, farmers are doing what they can to reduce their use of fertilizer.
They're buying too much, they're putting too much on. They don't really want to do that because it costs money and they'd be losing money. So they want to make sure that what the plants that they're planting are using all of the fertilizer to the best of their ability.
But now with this new information, Glenn Fankhauser, Agricultural Commission sealer, says things may get a little tougher for farmers.
This is, of course, a worry for the farmers that eventually, if they're able to nail down that farming activities are a source of pollution, that there's going to be state regulations that are going to make it harder and harder for them to do business.
Now, Tom France occasionally uses an organic fertilizer. While it has less nitrogen in it, it's almost double the cost. If growers have to switch to more expensive fertilizers like this organic one, most likely they'll have to increase food costs, which translates to you spending more money at the grocery store. Reporting in studio, Katia Hall, Eyewitness News. Back to